Welcome into Market Day Report. I am Scott Shelody. I'm Bundle Energy, ready to go here on a Monday morning. Nice, crisp, cool day today. Good start. Let's see. Well, I have good news and bad news. Bad news is you got me all day today. Good news is you got me all day today, right? So whomever you are out there, that'll be either even good or bad. Let's take a look at the overnights to see how things have kind of shaped up for us here. It was kind of quiet in corn and beans when I did the radio show early this morning. Let's bring up that corn board and see what we've got there, and that's quiet, isn't it? May's up a quarter, 4.33 3/4 is last there, in the middle of a 4-cent range, and we're lower by say a quarter to 3/4 of a cent going out the curve. So nothing really going on in corn. Beans overnight, what did they do for us? Well, they were a little lower, 4 1/4 cents lower in the front. That's May. 11.46 1/4 is last, and that's about 2 cents off the low of the day, and well off the highs by about 8 cents. Go out to the Novi new crop. That's down 3 cents to 11.58, even 3 cents off the low and 6 cents off the high. All right, so that'll give you an idea about soybeans. How about Chicago wheat? And wheat markets were a little bit better. They had a little bit of green underneath them during the radio show. Wheats in May in Chicago May wheat up 9 1/4 cents to 5.59 1/2. You go out the deferred, say even D's, 9 cents higher there to 6.17 3/4. It's only 2 1/4 cents off the high of the day out there, and we've had about a 12-cent range. So that'll give you an idea where we sit with wheat. How about the hard red in Kansas City? From Chicago to Kansas City we go, 9 1/2 cents higher there, and that made a 5.91. A penny off the high, and we've had an 11-cent range. So a penny off the high of an 11-cent range will give you an idea about the strength there. Dees hard red in Kansas City, that's up 9 cents as well to 6.21 1/4, and that's only a 1/2 cent off the high. Spring wheat, let's go to Minneapolis from Kansas City. It's up 3 1/4 cents in that May contract to 6.50 1/4, which is only 3 ticks or 3/4 of a cent off the high of the day. And we've got, say, Dees up 5 3/4 cents to 6.83 3/4. And then finally, we got cotton. Cotton, what was that doing again? It was a little bit better, 63 points better after getting absolutely shellacked last week. 79.32 is last in the May. The Dees is up 34 points to 77.89. All right, let's bring in our next guest analyst. That's Brian Hoops with Midwest Market Solutions. He's the president there. All right, Brian. Anything interesting to you there? Are we just going to be waiting here for the wheels to get rolling and probably not a lot going on until the May report? I mean, am I going to have to wish my life away till May?
I don't think so, Scott. I kind of like it when market reacts to fundamentals and makes some sense, and that doesn't happen very often. But you have the wheat market moving higher, and you can point towards news out of Russia, Sovcon lowering their estimate of the Russian wheat crop only by 1 million tons, but it's at least getting a smaller crop size there. And then you look here in the United States, it's really cold up in the Dakotas and Montana, teens as far as lows overnight, over the weekend. So they're not planting a lot of the spring wheat crop. That's going to be delayed just a little bit. It'll get in the ground, but it's a little bit of a delay and enough to give us a small bounce there. And then you look at the winter wheat belt. There was rain in the forecast all last week, and there virtually nothing happened. There's more rain in the forecast for later in this week, but the trade, I think, believes, again, those rain events are not going to happen. And temperatures, we're in the low 20s as far as northern Kansas. So, the market wants to maybe talk about some frost concerns on that winter wheat crop. And we hit a 1-month high overnight in Kansas City winter wheat futures. So there is some positive fundamentals going on, but you look at the corn and beans, mixed to lower trade, really nothing as far as exports that you can point towards. A lot of the dry areas last week received some good rains across the central U.S. corn and soybean growing regions. Now they're going to come in and plant aggressively this week, maybe some rains late in the week again. So it looks like almost an ideal situation for a lot of that corn and soybean crop that's going in the ground.
How are things by you? We had a guy on from Minnesota just a little while ago. He said wheels have been turning for about a week up there. What about you?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are going and really getting a lot of field preparation done. There's some corn been planted. There's some soybeans that's been planted. A lot of people waited until the rain came last week, and then they're going to step in and do a lot of planting this week. So, there's a lot of things that's happening. But as far as the wheat crop down by us, where there is quite a bit of winter wheat, it's not hurting. It's not super dry, but they would definitely use a drink because it's like I said, last week's rain event was a complete bust.
All right, stay right there. We got to go away. We're going to pay some bills. We're going to go back and talk more with Brian Hoops. He's with Midwest Market Solutions. We're going to talk about the livestock when we come back right after this. All right, welcome back. This is a time we talk about the livestock, and I'm wearing the jacket. We have to do that, right? So let's take a look and see where we close Friday in these contracts. I always get screwed up on that. But live cattle, what do we got going on? There was nothing really going on last Friday. We had an April board up 30 cents, but that's going to be going off soon. June was closed up 30 cents to 175.67. Everything else up about a tick, okay? A tick or two. Nothing going on. Live cattle very quiet on Friday. How about the feeders? They too were quiet, but just to the downside, right? So we had an April board that was off 27 cents. The price there was 241.32. May down double nickels, right? 55 cents to 242 even. And then you go out the deferreds, we lost about 87 cents in that SEP to 254.42. And then, mind you, we had a report as well, too. Lean hogs, let's take a look at that. Hey, this is the one that had the benefit of Friday's trade. Everybody piling in buying lean hogs. May was up $1.50 to 96.22. And that really was only about 12 cents off the high of the day. And then we had to say, let's go all the way out to August, up $2.27 there to 104.05. And that was only a dime off the high of the day there. Let's bring in our guest analyst. Maybe he can explain it all to us. Brian Hoops from Midwest Market Solutions. Brian, thanks for sticking around. Anything come out of that report that we should know of?
Well, the report had a little bit of a friendly surprise, but a little bit of negativism as well. So you had front month on feed supplies larger than last year. In fact, you might have record on feed supplies, especially when you consider the weights that these cattle are fed to. So we did lose a few pounds last week, but we're still over 20 pounds heavier than we were a year ago. So you've got record supplies coming at the market, but then you look at the placements. It was a 4-year low in the placement number. So I would expect that you're going to see those back months of live cattle and probably the feeder cattle rally against some of those front months. And the marketing effort was a 9-year low for the month of March. So it tells us we're backing up cattle, not what we want to be doing in this situation, but here we are. We've got a lot of front end supplies we're going to have to work through with softer demand, but placement numbers coming down in those, like I said, those deferred months. So we should expect to see, I would think, some bear spreading. We put in some premium going into the report and into the weekend, kind of anticipating a friendly report that'll mute any reactions to this today. But out of the gate, I would expect to see some strength. Now, the cash trade last week, virtually steady in the Southern Plains, maybe a little bit softer on a dress basis. You're looking at probably another steady market this week as far as cash cattle trade.
All right, great way to start the week off. Thank you very much for wrapping it all up for us. That's great content as usual. Brian Hoops, he's with Midwest Market Solutions. We're in Nashville on Music Row. I'm here with Suzanne.
Good morning. Happy
morning.
Monday to you.
Yeah.
And, of course, off to the races already, right?